CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products, such as our can-can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American-made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to Stand for Truth with the host of Stand for Truth Radio, Susan Knowles.
And good morning, everybody. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, Marianne, good to see you. Me too, Mike, Julie, Danielle, Marlene. Good to see everybody. Everybody's up. Hey, Hugh, good morning. Let me know how the sound is for you over there. Susan, nice to see you. Everybody on Facebook Live, good to see you as well. Big Al, Huey, Danielle, Clint, how are you? Good to see you. Smart Kitty. Clint, just so you know that we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope at the same time. Hey, Political Paramour, thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you for retweeting this so we can get more people in. Hey, Jonathan, good to see you. Rigo, good to see you. Great. Perfect. All right. Antonio, is that Antonio? Yes. Good morning. You made it early. Hey, Julie. Good morning, everyone. Morning. God bless you, Clint. Thanks for Shauna for posting things for me this morning. Shauna can't, I don't know if she's going to be in here or not. She's got some stuff that she's taking care of. Hey, Gisette. Good morning. Hey, Asher. Good morning to you. Welcome back, my friends, to the show. Absolutely. Now, before we get started, as you're inviting everybody in and retweeting this, I'm going to go ahead and start out with Psalm 52. Why do you boast in evil, O mighty man? The goodness of God endures continually. Your tongue devises destruction like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. You love evil more than good, lying rather than speaking righteousness. You love all devouring words, you deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy you forever. He shall take you away and pluck you out of your dwelling place, and uproot you from the land of the living. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him, saying, Here is the man who did not make God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. I will praise you forever, because you have done it. And in the presence of your saints, I will wait on your name, for it is good. So I just wanted to start out with that this morning to get us going. Hey, Zach, good to see you. Thank you so much, everybody, for retweeting this. Really appreciate it. Today, estimated... I know. Who's doing Troll Watch? Good morning, Christian. Praise him in the morning. Praise him all the time. Absolutely. Hey, Ron, good morning. I hope the left stops promoting hate. They won't, Ron. It's what they do. And they're good at it. Hey, Big Al. All right. So some breaking news. Overnight, Baltimore took down 4 of its Confederate memorials and monuments. So they went out sort of in the middle of the night and just took them down. And I guess it started on maybe Monday, and then it finished up last night. Yep, shame, shame, shame. So this is a way for Baltimore not to have any riots, right? Wrong, because there'll just be a riot about something else. Because the Confederate monuments, that's not the issue. We all know that it's not the issue. It's just something that's being used to spur on everything. Yep, they did. Yes, Jordan, they did. So depressing to see Steve Hayes and Krauthammer attack the POTUS. Yeah, just that they've done it before. I mean, they just... Hey, Amanda, good to see you. Yes, they're erasing history, Hugh. And they keep on doing it. If any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are new. Amen, Christian. Boston is left wing. Yep. Horrible to facing history. Antonio, yes. And some good news, I guess you can call it good news out of the bad news. The young lady who took down the Durham Monument, she's been arrested. I know. What's Washington State going to do? We can't change history, can't rub it out. No, but they can certainly try. On our way to be a nation with a history of rainbows, unicorns, and everything nice, Huey said. Yep, I know. Pretty amazing to watch it all happen. Did I see right that vandalized the Lincoln Memorial? Yes, Asher. They will, Danielle, hopefully they will arrest others as well. Hey, Sherry, good morning. They may tear down the Lincoln Memorial because he trounced the Indians. Yeah, I should be out there, I guess, since I'm part Native American. I should be complaining somewhere about something, right? So, also we'll talk about the Lincoln Memorial. It was vandalized. Somebody spray painted it. Can you imagine that? They spray painted it. And they put some FUs and things of that nature. So, you know. Oh, so she's not passing her classes. Well, hey, Renee, I guess that gave her more time to go out and destroy property then. Thank you. Thank you, Josette. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you liked the prayer at the very beginning. Your live video has stopped. I can see you, though, Ron. It's really odd. If everybody who is on... it may have stopped for you, Ron. Just go back out and come back in. She can get her degree behind bars. True. And she could probably get it paid for free. So there you go. We'll be paying for that. Take that, America. Lock up the thugs, Jamie said. No kidding. When are they going to take down the Lenin statues? Well, they're not. They're not going to take down anything that the left likes. They're not going to take down the Satan statues or anything else. Hey, Debbie, good to see you. So, slavery was a serpent curled under the table at the Constitutional Convention. Baby Judo Chop said. Baby Judo Chop. Boom. All monuments figures have flaws or past. If they must go, all must go. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, are they going to start taking down the ones that they like? The answer is no. They videotape themselves. Very smart pathway to jail. I know it's amazing. People commit crimes and they film themselves doing so. Very good. Makes the job easier. I mean, look at that. It saves a lot of time on trying to gather evidence. Hey, Julie, good morning. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming in and supporting. Thank you, everybody, for retweeting this, sharing it with everybody. Hey, Dawn, good morning. So hopefully there will be more arrests coming for people who break the law. Thank you, Cully, for inviting people. Glad that you're here. They are so self-important they have to record themselves. That's what Asher said, rolling on the floor laughing. I know dumb criminals. Well, most criminals are dumb. And again, it's like I said yesterday. Thank you, Dawn, for the super hearts. Thank you, thank you. As I said yesterday, a lot of people think that just because they feel they have a good reason for doing what they do, that it's not a crime, but it is. If they take down Bill Clinton's statue, it personally, something about cigars. Somebody said. Hey, Brad, good to see you. There will be no racists in heaven. Thank God for that. And literally, thank God for that. It was yesterday on Special Report. Laura Ingraham had to fix them good, Asher. Oh, a day that I can listen. Yay, Lisa, glad you're here. Good to see you. Some other breaking news. Hope Hicks has been offered the temporary position of communications director. Now, some were reporting that it was... Oh, hey, Barbara, good to see you. Some are reporting that it was, a permanent position, but they're saying it's temporary. It's like interim until they find the communications director. Now, she's been with the president since the campaign days. She's sort of been behind the scenes. Who knows? I mean, maybe it could work into a full-time position, and maybe that's what they're waiting to see. Hey, Marianne. Marianne, I think that she's just somebody that's been working in this type of position. Is she 28? Wow. There's one picture of her that she looks really young and absolutely stunning. And then I saw another picture that she looked older and not as stunning. So I don't know how old she is. So, but apparently her name is Hope Hicks. And she's been with him on the campaign. She's been working behind the scenes, doing the communications and presser stuff. But I don't know who she is. Oh, she initially worked for Ivanka, or with Ivanka. Hey, Bernard, good to see you. So we'll see. Yeah, no, we are not racist, and President Trump is not racist. The thing of it is, with President Trump, he came out yesterday and basically, hey, Chicago, he called out everybody who was part of the problem. And you see, doing that is not okay for the left. They don't like that. It's like, you're not supposed to call out everybody who is causing trouble. They just wanted him to specifically say white supremacists. Hey, Jerry. And so if anybody else was causing trouble, that was okay. And I was thinking about this yesterday. Where does that come from? It comes from, you know how you're not supposed to say all lives matter. It's not politically correct to say that. But you can say Black Lives Matter. So, in other words, if you say white supremacists, that's the same thing as saying Black Lives Matter, meaning you're pointing out the problem for white supremacy. And that's what Black Lives Matter would want you to do. But if you say Antifa, KKK, neo-Nazis, everybody else, and Black Lives Matter, Antifa, everybody was causing problems. That's the same thing as saying all lives matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was interesting to watch Ingram and Krauthammer go at it yesterday. So did that make sense to everybody? President Trump was neutral about this. Well, I mean, all he did was call out everybody who caused trouble. I mean, that's what you should do. If you have everybody in a fight, everybody's in a crowd fighting, then you get everybody who's in the crowd fighting. You don't just get one. Well, Amanda, there is no logic. That's the problem over there. There's no logic. But I also think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have to say it in a perfect style to be acceptable, right? I also think that white supremacy is just another word for white privilege. It's replaced white privilege. If you've noticed, we don't hear about white privilege anymore. Now we've stepped it up. It's 2.0. Now we're into white supremacy. Although they're not related at all, that's what their game is. It's stepped up. Inference is a higher language skill, so I guess not. CNN is saying that the Trump presidency is in complete meltdown and is all self-inflicted. CNN doesn't like President Trump because he calls out their boy, Jim Acosta. They don't like that. And poor Jimmy, I'm sure, went crying to them and saying, I don't like this. Hope Hicks, good for her. They were bashing her this morning on Fox News. Steve Hayes is a turnoff. Yeah, I'm not surprised they're already started. Racism is illogical. No one knows what color the first humans were. And yes, too funny. CNN is a mess and needs to shut down. Jim Acosta, poor little tink tank. Tink tank. The left went there to start problems. They didn't have the permit. Exactly. Yeah, they, it's one of those things where, hey, Betty, good to see you. It's one of those things where they want to, whatever Trump does, he could not do anything right. There is not one single thing he could do right. If you noticed that about North Korea, did you hear anybody say, President Trump, good job. I guess your strategy worked on North Korea. If you acted tough to them, they got the message. Not one single person on mainstream media has told him that he did a good job on that and that he was right in doing what he did. Hey, Bob. The left was bussed in. That's right, Amanda. They were. That's what I heard. They hadn't said one single word on North Korea. Nope. And they're not going to. He told them yesterday no matter what, they would gripe, and he knows it. Yes. All they wanted was his response. I know. And that the first words, I mean, you're talking about infrastructure. He's at a briefing for infrastructure. They didn't want to ask anything, hey, Tori, on infrastructure, because that's not their agenda. He is doing a great job, Sherlock. Absolutely. And so all they had to say was, excuse me, why did you wait so long? Excuse me, why didn't you come out the first night and say something about white supremacy? And I loved his answer because I didn't have all the facts. I didn't want to be like all the other politicians and come out and say something when it wasn't true. And so I waited for the facts. Gosh, imagine that. He waited for the facts. And then he came out. Instead of saying the police acted stupidly, like we've heard somewhere in history before, unless it's been erased, he said, I'm going to wait until I get all the facts. Yeah, Chicago Pops, it used to be that you have to assess the situation before you speak, but that's not what the media wants, of course. It would have been okay if Obama had done that, but not this president. Hey, Trey, good to see you. He was fair and he critiqued both sides. Absolutely. Sherry says, I keep hearing things like we have to have a dialogue about racism and our history with slavery. Seems to me that we've had lots of dialogue about those issues, but just keep having that dialogue's not going to heal anything. And heal the hurt that keep reigniting because folks keep wanting to take revenge for sins perpetrated on all sides, Sherry said. You know, absolutely. And it's never going to be enough. Nothing's going to be enough. Oh, that's funny. Glad you got the notifications back on. Robin is not on YouTube Live today, Dawn. She had to take her daughter someplace today. So the mayor gave stand-down orders also, Debbie said. That's what they're saying. I haven't heard an official word from the mayor. Probably won't. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about, Barbara, but check your notifications again. Hello, Larry. Saw you come in. This riot undercurrent is being stirred by Soros-funded groups and bad government agents. Absolutely. And again, as we know, it's all for regaining control, causing chaos to regain control. Dawn said all the people I speak to are sick of talking about race issues. Yeah, and that includes people on both sides, white, black, Asian, Hispanic. People just want to go on and live their lives. Is Soros too powerful to touch? So far, it seems to have been. Who's he giving money to if he is? That's the question. Antonio says, it seems like there's more left than right. Well, they want you to think that, that's for sure. Now they want to remove all Confederate statues from their cities, history cleaned up. Yep, tired of race, tired of Russia, lower my taxes. One American News is going to have a good report on the left's involvement tonight. That's good. Somebody needs to. Anything good the POTUS does doesn't fit into their narrative, just that said. No, it doesn't. And so they're never going to talk about him. It is never going to be anything good. And again, like I said, we're at 2.0. So wait until 3.0. That was said when the black man got beat up by the neo-Nazi and I'm black. What was said? I missed that part. They want to erase history. The left is evil. Typical communist Antifa. And make no mistake about it, communism has been around forever, right? And this is who these people are. These are the people who want to break down America, break down the family, break down the religion, break down everything. They don't like America the way it is. They want to change it. And that's what they're doing. And as we talked about yesterday, there are Stalinists. Yeah, there are places scheduled that they have for people to come and have these protests over and over. There was one in Chicago last night. Heard plans to touch the Stone Mountain Monument. I mean, would anything surprise you? Yes, Baltimore last night removed all 4 of their Confederate monuments. And I guess, they can say, well, we did it. We want to protect the people. I think that's what the mayor came out and said. Do you think the ship is slowly turning? Hope so. Millions of Americans are fed up with Soros anarchists. Yeah, and the thing about it, Soros is really old. When Soros goes, there's his son who's going to take his place. We didn't have problems to this level until Obama. He is the root cause of problems, Blue said. Yeah, it's true. Blue Jay, it is true. One world communist government. Well, that's what the communists want. Any updates on when all of the admission positions might be filled? Administration? No. There's a lot of them left, I know. The anointing comes from the head down. Obama. Yeah. And nobody wants to talk about that, but it's the truth. Chicago needs to take care of their own before worrying about others. Yes. Yeah, I mean, there is a root problem under all this. A brainwashed son Hugh said, I am in Home Depot with Susan blasting in the background, and the liberals in here are looking at me. Way to go, Jamie. Turn the volume up. So we, things that we don't want to talk about, President Trump talked about. Hello, Joe. Cebu, how are you? We should stop looking to man to solve our problems. Yes, baby, judo. Shop, absolutely. I'm shocked how many people are blindly following. You will always have those people that do that type of thing. People will blindly follow. They always have, and they always will. Chicago can't figure it out. Perpetual generational problem, Tillman said. Absolutely. Nobody in here supports Nazis. So just so you know, Mr. or Ms. Troll. They are sheeple, and they always have been sheeple. These are not anarchists. They would subjugate our entire country under the mantle of government. Folk pray the scales fall off the eyes and ears of America. Absolutely, Julie. Yeah. How long is your broadcast? This is interesting. Blue Jay, it's an hour. Goes for an hour. And I'm glad you find it interesting. Thanks for supporting us. They were waving Nazi flags. Yeah, well, the other people were waving Black Lives Matter flags, and they had bats, and everybody had bats, it seems. So what's your point? Nothing the MSM presents is by accident. Exactly. Thank you, Cebu. It is a LA Kings shirt. It's an old one. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Everyone around me are left. It's so hard listening to the nonsense. I know, Dee. You have to pick and choose. You really do. Since when is it okay to yell and rant at the POTUS during a press conference? I wish they would stop giving these people a voice. They are out of control, Asher said. Still, there is no equivalent to that. Yeah, there is. Black Lives Matter flag. Other flags of, let's see, communist flags. What's your point? Once they took the Confederate flag, it was only a matter of time before they hit everything else. And they're going to hit other monuments. It's going to be, oh, I don't like that, so I'm going to go and tear that down. I don't like Iwo Jima Monument, so I'm going to go and tear that down. Oh, you know what? I don't like churches, so I'm going to take the crosses down. That's what's coming. And so if you placate people now and being able to go out and tear down things just because they want to, even though they're committing crimes, this is what you're going to have. You're going to have lawlessness. And you need to make sure that lawlessness is replaced by lawfulness. Hammer and sickle was present way more than the Confederate flags or anything else. That's right. That's the communist flag. You're a one note. Whatever your name is, you're one note. You don't want to see anything else. You're kind of like those people on the left who only want to see that there were, Nazi swastikas there, but you don't want to talk about anybody else that was there creating a problem. There were many people there creating and causing crimes to happen. So if you're going to talk about one, talk about all of them, because they were all in the wrong. Every single one of them. They were also KKK. Yeah, Demon. Demon 300. Are you really a demon, or is that just a name you pick? You got to talk about everybody. If you're going to talk about one, you talk about all. Yeah, absolutely. The black flags I saw exactly like ISIS, black and white. I couldn't tell when what they had on them, but they looked like them. Yeah. Whoever was there committing a crime should have been arrested, and that's all there is to it. And you have to call them all out, because they're all criminals when they're breaking the law. It doesn't matter if you're KKK, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, neo-Nazi. If you break the law, you're a criminal. Period. And speaking of those things, Terry McAuliffe, who is the governor of Virginia, he's not willing to denounce Antifa. Although they're claiming that there's a couple of reporters, number one, claiming, I guess there was a protest in Richmond, Virginia the same day. This one reporter had to have 4 staples put in the back of his head because he was hit by, flying debris, let's say, at one of the protests. And one of the female reporters from The Hill, which I was watching, she said that she was attacked. I know that they knocked the phone out of her hands because she was trying to film. And apparently she's saying that she was hit. But McAuliffe is not willing to call them out because, see, it's not politically correct. Yeah, we're hearing at the rallies, the organizer, Kessler, we talked about that yesterday, Brad, that he's an Obama supporter, supposedly, that's what they say, and a former Occupy Wall Street, and he only changed over in, let's see, January. He only changed over to being just whatever it is that he is now in January. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So the young lady who was arrested yesterday said, "I did the right thing," during a Workers' World Party press conference. Do you know what that is? A Workers' World Party press conference? You know what that is? That's called a Communist Party by a different name. The left have destroyed Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis. These cities are rubble, someone said. Communist, communist, communist. That's right. You got paid to be a crowd maker. And a lot of those people, probably most of those people there got paid to be there, got paid to stand around, got paid to do stupid stuff. And again, a lot of those people, unfortunately, I've talked to millennials who really feel like that if they want to, hit people and hurt people and tear down things, that it's perfectly okay because they have a reason for it. And it makes it okay. Well, it doesn't. Hey, Nick, good to see you. Yep, Don got it right, commies. Yep, absolutely. They were paid, I'm sure. Yeah, I think most of them were. And as we talked about yesterday, some people saw, the ads that were in Craigslist about we need actors and on and on and on. Seattle cops did a wonderful job Sunday keeping things under control. And Debbie, that's the thing. They can keep things under control if they want to. And the police do need to stop it in the beginning, Barbara, and they need to be allowed to do their job. So we need to find out, are these mayors causing them to stand down? I want to know that. And I really wish they would pass some legislation that would say that if you do that, you're going to be arrested or whatever the case may be. Where are the investigative reporters? I'll tell you where they are. They're standing where they're going, Mr. President, why did you wait as long as you did before you coming out and speaking? That's why. Hey, NCAA, do you think we will see another incident in Richmond? I don't know about Richmond, but you're going to see other incidents. The police were the Klan in Biloxi. Ugh. Yeah, for a long time ago, the police had Klan involvement, and who knows about today? I don't know. It could very well be true. Oh, the Raleigh-Durham Triangle is a commie stronghold, Don said. Trump blames both sides for violence. Just read it. Yeah, Jamie, they don't like that. They wanted him to come out and get the white supremacists, and that was it. And in the moment that he said it was everybody, as I was explaining in the very beginning, that's like saying all lives matter, and they don't like that. So it's the same thing, only on the other side. If we say white supremacy, it's equivalent to saying Black Lives Matter. So that was what they wanted. But if you say, if you add other people in there, like Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and all the other people that were involved, that's like saying all lives matter. And you're not allowed to do that. It's politically incorrect. They should have never let that happen. Trump was awesome yesterday. I know NCAA, he really was. He really was. If you guys right now, if you don't mind, please retweet this and invite your followers. Do you think that President Trump will pardon Arpaio? Julie, I know that he's thinking about it, and there's a very good chance that he will. Yeah, the governor of Virginia is playing politics with people's lives. Ask the communists if the Lenin statue in Seattle should be removed. I know, Tillman, it's not going to be. Thank you guys for retweeting this and inviting people in. We're at the halfway point. The left is organizing more events. Many of groups sponsoring it are Soros-funded groups. Absolutely. He's having a field day. This is like their time to move, and they know it. And they're taking advantage of it. Very much so. Let's see. Here's another thing about North Korea that they're not really talking about, and why it's so good that what President Trump did to try to, stop everything from happening. But we need to talk a little bit more about North Korea and who they are. What is being put out there? Retreating this puppy, you dig? Thanks, Huey. is that North Korea is torturing, executing, and enslaving those people who practice religion. And that's per our State Department that says that. And supposedly, there are 80 to 120,000 political prisoners held in camps in North Korea. And, you can't have another religion other than bowing down and worshiping the dictator. Great job breaking in the inner workings behind this. Yeah, Lee's doing Lee does a lot of research, and you see, he doesn't sleep. So he is doing a bang up job on a lot of things that, of course, nobody's liking. Meaning the left, and YouTube's taking down his whole site. So it's the alt-right who is planning the 4 rallies this weekend. Oh, God. Okay. Well, Demon, it's nice talking to you. I hope you find your way. All the people in North Korea are prisoners. They really are. You can't have a thought of your own. Destruction of civilization has always been the left's objective. North Korea is the left's model. What's with all the tears? What are you talking about? Hey, Nancy, how are you? Let's see. Also, some breaking news I didn't talk about yet because I don't have all the facts on this, but there was an Army helicopter that crashed this morning over Hawaii, and five are missing now, the crew of the helicopter. I didn't see the CNN host. I can't even imagine. I don't watch them. Hey, Ranger Black, good to see you. First day of school. Yahoo! Gainesville, Florida said no to alt-right. Good. It's one thing that if you want to go and you want to have a peaceful rally or a speech somewhere, but people don't come unarmed to those things. And if you've noticed with Antifa, they like to use skateboards as a weapon of choice. So, you can't be naive and say, oh, well, I'm sure they'll be peaceful this time. No, because if you look at past behavior, it's a really good indication of what's going to happen in the future. And don't be stupid about it. Can't count on police protection these days either. Well, Jerry, a lot of that is because they get stand-down orders, and so, you can't. Boston said alt-right isn't welcome. Good for Boston. They come armed because Antifa made it dangerous to speak your mind. Yes. Anyone with any sense doesn't go to those rallies. Absolutely. That's what we were talking about the other day about personal responsibility. You have to figure out, do I want to be with these people? Should I be at this rally? In my country, they are mute on the North Korean dictator, but they bash the POTUS. And that's in Trinidad, Josette said. So they don't want to talk about North Korea, but they bash Trump all day. Trump needs to call out any stand-down orders. He does, Cebu. He really does. What are my thoughts on the statue removal? I think if a city gets together and the city decides they don't want those statues and they want to remove them, then they should be allowed to do that. Hey, Katie. They aren't even really rallies, they're riots. Exactly. Let's call them what they are. I don't want to see history destroyed. And what that woman did in Durham was absolutely, it was a crime. She destroyed property. So if the city says, you know what, we don't want these here, okay, you have a right in your city, your state, whatever, to make that decision. They can be removed and they can be, preserved somewhere else, in a museum, whatever. That should be up to the individual cities and states. But not having people, vigilantes, coming out there and taking them down because they don't like them. And I think what Baltimore did last night was wrong, because they didn't ask the people of Baltimore, what do you want? They just went and did it anyway. And I'm sure what they're going to say is, well, we did it for personal safety. We knew it was going to be a problem, blah, 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 Yes, I dig. Even if you hate those statues, they are beautiful. Yeah, they are. And they represent history. We should know the good, the bad, and the ugly of history, like Nazi ISIS. Yeah, look at what ISIS does. The first thing when they go in someplace, they destroy any remnants of Christianity. Immediately destroy the crosses, anything that has any remnant of Christianity on it, they destroy it. So all the artifacts are just absolutely gone. It feels like there is anarchy, riots are allowed, destruction of property is allowed. Yeah, Julie, they're going to have to get on that. I can't decide if it's a double. I can't. Oh, I couldn't read that. It went too fast. The left is acting like the. You're keeping us in suspense. Problem is that these leftist politicians are labeling conservatives or those that disagree alt-right. Yes, Larry. That is their agenda. Change the language, change whatever. Make it their own. And that's exactly what they're doing. I don't like the Christians fed to the lions. Yeah, no, I don't think that. Nobody does. Last time I heard stand down was Benghazi. History, ugly or not, is history. Exactly. Hey, Sally, good to see you. Yeah, I mean, you just leave things alone. And again, if the city doesn't want it, well, then they don't want it. If I don't like having a street name MLK in my town, I can't tear down the street signs. I have to live with it as it is history, and I have to live with it. Statues are history. Live with it. That's what Ranger Black says. Yes. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean that you have the authority to go out and rip it down just because, you feel it's bad. Asher said be careful in Democrat cities. Yes. If it offends one group of people, where do you stop? Remove everything then. I know, Jerry. I mean, that's where it's coming because right now what it is that everybody on the left is saying this, not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. The groups that are saying it are saying this offends me. And so if the right starts doing it, then it's going to be a civil war. It's okay for them. It's not okay for you. Seems that spending lots of time on SCO. No, Don, it's the same amount of time. Are we going to change the name of Washington, D.C.? Yeah, we probably will. Yes, it really is a ridiculous argument. And Jerry, that's how you know it's not about the statutes. It's not about the Confederate statutes. It is about the agenda of the elites, control, chaos, power, you name it. We should rip down the offensive transgender bathroom signs, Nancy said. The harsh reality is that the Second Amendment defends the First. It is terribly ridiculous. Yes. It really is. It's a shame that we're spending so much time on it. But again, if you are distracted, you don't see what else they're doing. Yes, Marlene. Because at a certain point, it's going to be, it's already, we don't want to have crosses on public property. When is it going to be, we don't like crosses on the top of the church? We want that to come down. Sheep to the slaughter, Julie said. You just lost one of us on YouTube. Aw, that's okay, Don. They'll come back. I'm sure it was Jamie probably going to work. So, you just have to see it for what it is. This is just a ploy to overthrow Trump. And Katie, that is exactly what it is. Because what they want to do is keep these up, get more and more of them, and then after a while, you're going to have people marching on the White House to take it over. Can't wait for someone to try to rip down our American flag or Christmas lights. I know, Nancy. Standing strong also. Hey, Jennifer. The other day, what I heard near D.C., it was I think it was on either Saturday or Sunday. It may have been Sunday. Was a Black Lives Matter event with Code Pink I told you about yesterday. And they were saying their sign said, no Trump. They were talking about, let's get rid of Trump or whatever. And they were going to march over to the White House. I mean, that came so close to being, let's go get him type thing. It's coming, Asher said. Yeah, I know. Off topic a bit. Did you see the video of police arrest in Euclid, Ohio? What is that for the MS-13? Are you talking about? I'm not sure. It feels like some foreign invaders trying to take our land. Exactly, Nancy. I mean, might as well be the same because they're communists. They don't believe in what you believe in. One of the things that in more than a dozen MS-13 gang members were arrested in Ohio and Indiana. The DOJ reports they were called the Columbus Clique. And they were arrested and charged with extortion through force, violence, fear, etc. You name it, they were doing it. So the DOJ continues on in their quest to get rid of the MS-13. I know. More MS-13. Did you guys, what was your opinion yesterday about what you heard the president saying about Steve Bannon? Were you confident in what he was saying? Uh, you got your nails done. Did you like what you heard about what he was talking about with Steve Bannon? Socialism doesn't work. Never has, never will. Kentucky, we have to stand our ground laws, meaning if someone trespasses on your property, you have the right to shoot them. That's right, Jennifer. Yep. No, I think he's on his way out. You liked it. Sounded like Trump was hedging a bit. Sounds like he's iffy on Bannon. Keep Bannon. They're arresting many pedophiles. I felt like Trump was a little shaky on Bannon. Sounds like Bannon is hanging by a thread. Yeah, Asher said she thought it was a little bit weird too. No, I didn't see the Euclid video. He is scared of what Bannon will do to him. Well, the left is calling for Bannon, Miller, and one other person to step down. I can't remember who it was. I mean, because they're saying that, it's bad to have them in the White House because they're alt-right, white supremacists, this, that, and the other. Gorka, thank you. And so, here we go again. We've got the left dictating what happens. And, Miller is good. I know Miller ought to be the communications director. Obviously, he's probably not going to be in that position now, even if he wanted to be. Well, so we always seem to do what the left says. I know, Julie, we always do. None of which are alt-right. Exactly, Brad. They're not. And so, one of the things that the president, I think, needs to look at is, okay, why does the left really want to get rid of these people? And I think that he needs to quit doing that. Trump can't let the left think they won if he ditches Bannon. I know, Joe. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And for him to say, we'll see what happens. Why do we have to see what happens? Must keep everyone other than McMaster in place, Amanda said. Yeah, I wasn't comfortable with that. I didn't like that. I felt like, that gives the left a little wiggle room. I didn't like that. I couldn't figure out exactly why he was saying that. They are trying to remove all POTUS close report. Yes, mighty blessed one, they are. And that's what I'm saying. He's smarter than that, and I can't believe that he would fall for that. Yeah, bring Obama back. Oh my gosh. But I say again, alt-right does not equal white supremacist, KKK. Yes. Yes, Brad. It kind of goes without saying. What the left don't like, I like. Exactly, Cully. Yeah, basically, they've taken alt-right and they've made it into what they wanted to make it into. It's a Saul Alinsky tactic. Change the language. Change, you use the term. Make the definition the way you want it. Branding works, and they know it. Exactly. And, Julie, we don't do it as well as they do. I think there are two alt-rights. Sibu said. Trump brands all the time. Yeah, but the rest of the GOP, they don't. And the left, they come out. There was a woman, what was it? I think Bass from California. My gosh, all she was doing was talking about, the alt-right, this, that, and they're like, well, where's your proof on any of this about Bannon being alt-right and all? Well, Maxine Waters, I don't have any. If the left wants them out, then these people are doing good supporting President Trump. Exactly. Obama called Christians terrorists. That offends me. I think we should remove him from history because we can play the same game, Jennifer said. The new right and the alt-right. See, I understand that now we have to say the new right. I don't want to be labeled anything. What happened to why can't we be conservatives? Because, see, they changed conservatism to something bad. They changed the alt-right to something bad. They're going to change the new right to something bad. They're removing a Confederate statue from Hollywood Forever Cemetery today. Oh, come on, Nancy. You're kidding me. Oh, God. Well, it's just a matter of time, as we've been talking about. When they take those down, they'll come back for something else. How about American Patriot? Just say American. There you go. Mighty Blessed. Agree. Yep. How many of these people had the left picked off? A lot, Asher. Way too many. And it seemed that yesterday that Donald Trump wasn't giving Bannon enough credit for helping him in his campaign. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I know Bannon came in late. I honestly believe, and maybe you agree or disagree, I honestly believe that had he not come in, had Bannon not come in, I don't know that Donald Trump would have won the election. He may have won it, maybe not as strongly. Bannon turned the tide on the election. He really did. Yes, there you go, Lisa. Exactly. Bannon brought it home. He did turn the campaign around. And I don't know why that President Trump won't say that. Oh, what was that they said about California? That Asher, they're removing a statue from a cemetery in Los Angeles because it's, offensive. Hillary for prison when? I know. Well, we have to go through the motions first, and I don't know that we're going to. That's why they are after Bannon, right? Trump is sandbagging on Bannon for mainstream media. Yeah, Brad, I think so. And I don't know that I like that. I think that he should back him up. Gal's not sure bronzer and tanning might. You're talking about tanning now. They have to be a little darker. This all started with Obama and Muslim because everything offended about America. Yet if you look at my article today at SusanKnowles.com, you'll see in there what's really going on. Now we've got CARE coming out. The Muslim organization CARE. They're coming out and saying, we need to remove all the monuments. Since when does CARE have anything to do with the history of America regarding the Confederacy? Yes. So, you know what I'm saying? You're just bringing everybody in off the streets now. Everybody and his brother wants a piece of this. And it's going to be, well, my cause says this and my cause says that. I know, Brad. CARE is a terrorist organization. That nobody's saying that because we're still doing business with CARE. We still hold them out. We still let them talk in their press conferences and put down the government or anything else that they want to. We all know that CARE is bad, but you know what? Seems like Tillerson isn't on board with that. McMaster's not on board with that. And we need to get them on board. Once again, where is mainstream media? Right. A proud white female Trump supporter, Debbie said. Yep. They have been exposed. Can anyone seeing they are bombarding him for the overthrow? Yes, Asher. I think we all do see that. Identify as a bronzer. CARE, another one that needs to be on the terrorist list. Absolutely, Amanda. We tried to get him on that list before, unsuccessfully. If we had a war with North Korea, the statute would stay. That's right, Nancy. Pray the hidden things continue to be revealed. Communists and Islamists are in the league with each other. Yes, they are. And nobody wants to talk about that either. MSM is not media. It's propaganda used by bad government agencies. Thank you, Barbara, for the super hearts. Nice interview with Bill Cloud last night. Thank you, Don. Well, actually, we are co-hosts, Don, on that show. Don's talking about God's views on political news. If you didn't see that show from yesterday, it was a live video that we did, live video show. We talked about Charlottesville and a lot of different things from political and biblical perspectives. So if you want to see that, just go to SusanKnowles.com, scroll down the page, you'll see it. I know. Julie, it's hard to keep up sometimes. I'm looking at this little tiny print on my phone. Yep, cool beans. So it's a good way to look at, from all sides, I guess, from a religious side and other ways. There are several Muslim countries that hold national socialist governments to this day. Is that Middle East countries? Why focus on a few hundred infighters when millions? I missed the rest of that. Okay, so I don't know if you're going to be going to Walmart today or ever, but their CEO, Doug McMillon, felt it was necessary after President Trump's press briefer yesterday to come out and say that, to criticize Trump for failing to unequivocally reject white supremacists, although he did that the day before, and it's just saying everybody was at fault. Again, it's the difference between All lives matter and Black lives matter. Just remember that. So he basically came out and said, respect for the individual is one of our core beliefs at Walmart. Ask anybody who's worked at Walmart. I don't know if they believe that. And the role we play in communities around the country to build a more diverse and inclusive society is, what else did he say? Is more critical than ever as the tragic events in Charlottesville over the weekend painfully reminded us our prayers are with the victims. As we watched the events and the response from President Trump over the weekend, we too felt that he missed a critical opportunity to help bring our country together by unequivocally rejecting the appalling actions of white supremacists. So there you have it. He went on, don't want to go on, but he is Walmart slave drives their employees. Yes, they do. They're not unionized or anything else. Exactly. I don't know why Walmart felt that they had to do that. Yes, I've known people that worked at Walmart. They absolutely had a horrible experience there. Hey, Linda, good to see you. Dividing the country further. Yep. Thank you, Josette. Yeah, it's a good show. Bill's a good guy, too. Thank you. Hey, Robin. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you want to go to Walmart or not. Your choice. Mitch McConnell won't stand with Trump that good people were in the crowd at Charlottesville. Yep. It took Trump less than 48 hours to say white supremacists and Nazi terrorists. I know, Jennifer. And he did come out right away and he said there were a lot of people there who were did wrongdoing. And it's true. He just told the truth. Nobody on the left really wants to hear the truth, and not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. Those people in the groups and those people are complaining. And I would bet you that the people that are complaining about the fact that Trump didn't come out right away and say the word white supremacist, 2 words, those are the same people that aren't the majority. They're not the majority of people, but they want you to believe they are. Those are the squeaky wheels, ones that make most of the noise. Those are the ones that are being paid. Those are the communists. Those are the ones that are being shipped in, on and on and on. Spend your money in small mom and pop shops, Mary said. Yes. Well, I mean, I don't go to Target anymore, so now I can't go to Walmart, so I don't know what's left. After he got the info from the AG. I know. They wanted him to come out right away and utter the word white supremacist. And he didn't want to do it because instead of blaming somebody, he wanted to find out the truth. There is nothing that Trump could ever do or say that the left would be happy with. So always remember that. Nothing is going to make a difference. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a no-win situation. And that's one of the reasons that we just need to keep, moving on and doing what we're doing and continue to get the word out there. Asher said she has a garden, chickens, and she buys clothes at a secondhand store. Good for you. Aldi is less expensive than Walmart. We don't have one of those. Hopefully you can get that online. Jennifer says George Soros pays the KKK and the Democratic. I don't know what after that. And paid, yes. Focus on the millions who support the president. Exactly. Aldi has gone kind of hipster too. Got some awesome stuff. Don saying go to the farmer's market, local stores. I've never heard of Aldi either. Yeah, Bezos, who owns Amazon, has CIA, working with the CIA, supposedly, and also owns WAPO. So, I mean, kind of tells you all you need to know. Let's see now. The Southern Poverty Law Center, so right there, I don't believe what they're saying, but I'll give you the information that's coming out. They're saying that California is the #1 haven for hate groups. Supposedly there are 80 different groups in California, most in Southern California, Sacramento, and San Francisco. So there you go. Don't know where they got their information. I wouldn't depend upon that information, but it is being reported. And additionally, I don't know if you read the report about Iceland yesterday. Iceland is bragging on the fact that their reports, of women having babies with Down syndrome are down. Does anybody know why? Yeah, why does the president have to respond to nonsense? Because Nancy, nonsense is all that's asked of him. If the mainstream media would come up with a question that was rational, then he could respond to a rational question. Yes, abortions. So Iceland is bragging about the fact that they don't have a lot of Down syndrome cases anymore because they're killing their babies. So abortion is taking care of Down syndrome. Isn't that nice? Absolutely appalling. Yep, eugenics. Exactly. Yep, Don said eugenics too. Absolutely. I'm a speech language pathologist, and Down's people are seriously my favorite. They are wonderful. I know. And yeah, I know, Jennifer. It's appalling. And Sarah Palin, of course, you might think she came out and she's speaking out against them. I know, it's outrageous. And for them to come out like, bragging about it and so happy about it. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Like, what is wrong with people? Like Iran has no gay people. Exactly, Cully. Good point. Margaret Sanger would be very happy. That's right, Asher. Absolutely. And don't forget, that's Hillary Clinton's idol. She did win the Margaret Sanger Award after all, and talked about how much she adored Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger strikes beyond the grave. Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. Where do you decide who lives or dies? Thanks, Jerry. That's true. Downs range from severe handicap to very functional. They can easily have a job. Absolutely, Julie. Some of the stores that I see, they are the baggers. And sometimes people are standing with them and helping them, and sometimes they're not, and they do a fine job. And they, it's sickening. It's repulsive to think that a country would, well, I can't say that. I mean, we have abortions here, right? But a country like Iceland, who is touting that, is a good reason, that we don't have Down syndrome anymore. Exactly. Yeah, if you're gay, you won't speak up in Iran. Let's see, ran into people with his car. No one is condemning what he did, but he is wrong to say that truth. I'm not sure what that is. Just that all lives do matter. Yep. Let's see. Some of the other things that I saw reported is that Obama never told approximately 40 states. The abortion industry in the U.S. targets blacks. That's true, Brad. Absolutely true. Have you ever visited Iceland? Do you know what you're talking about? Do I have to have gone to Iceland in order to know that they're committing abortions on Down syndrome babies and then bragging about the fact that Down syndrome is down? Anyway, Obama never notified about 40 states that their voter, thank you, I know, that their voter system, the election process may have been impacted. They didn't find out about it until June of 2017. Yeah, let's ask you, do you know about anything in the news? Because if you haven't been there, then what you're saying is that you wouldn't know about it. So if I talk about California and you haven't been in California, you would know about it. Is that your logic, sassy photo? Because that makes no sense at all. You like Ed all over the world? Okay. Good. I never visited the North Pole. Don't mean there isn't a Santa Claus. Blue Jay. I know, Brad. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you live in different places. So anyway, so that's kind of our news for today. A lot of news today. Went by really quickly. I know, Nancy. I know. I already did it, Brad. She had to leave. She had to go take some photos. So, praise the Lord. I know. Sometimes it's so distracting. Strong block. So, anyway, you guys, thanks so much for being here. If you would please retweet this, retweet this puppy. I would really appreciate it. Everybody on YouTube, if you give me a thumbs up and share it. Same with Facebook Live. If you would share it, I would really appreciate it. You guys, thank you, Blue Jay. Hope you come back. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, thank you. You guys have a wonderful day. They're protesting inside Trump Tower, somebody's saying. So we'll see. Keep watching the news. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow. God bless. Take care. See you again later, YouTube. Thanks so much. I'm going to be, in just a few minutes, I'm going to be recording a show, Knowles on the News, so I won't be able to respond to you, but I just want you to know I'm not ignoring you either. Sometimes I can respond on there and sometimes I can't. But anyway, have a great day. God bless you. Take care.